Welcome back, children. This is the second part of class 4 general science lesson 4 adaptation in animals. In the second part we will see adaptation for food habits and adaptation for protection. Adaptation for food habits. Different animals, they eat different types of food, and on the basis of what type of food they are eating and their feeding habits, animals are further classified into herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, parasites and saprophytes. So children, on the basis of food and feeding habits, animals are classified into herbivorous, carnivorous, omnivorous, parasites and saprophytes. So what are herbivores, children? Herbivores are those animals which basically eat grass, leaves and the food which comes from plant. The examples are cows, horses, cows, goat, horses, deers, zebras, camels, elephants, rabbits. These all are examples of herbivores. Their teeth and digestive system are adapted to cut and chew grass, leaves and other plant materials. So their teeth are also designed in such a way that it is useful for them to cut and chew grass, leaves and other plant materials. Carnivores. Tigers, lions, wolves and jackals are examples of carnivorous animals. They have sharp canines to tear flesh. So carnivores are those animals, children, which basically eat the flesh of other animals. And examples of carnivores are tigers, lions, wolves, jackals. Next comes omnivores. Bears, monkeys, crows and human beings are examples of omnivorous animals. Teeth are adapted to eat both plant and animal materials. So omnivores are those living beings which eat both the flesh of other animals and the plant materials. And the teeth of omnivores are adapted to eat both plant and animal materials. See one example of omnivore, bear. Next, what is parasites, children? Parasites are those animals which live either on or inside the body of other animals for their survival, for their food. For example, bedbugs, worms, fleas, mosquitoes and lice are some small parasitic animals. So parasitic animals are those animals which either live on the body surface or inside the body of other animals for their living, for their food. See, lice and bedbugs. Next is saprophytes and scavengers. Animals such as hyena and vulture eat the dead bodies of other animals. They are called scavengers. So scavengers are those animals which depend on the dead bodies of other animals. They do not hunt food. They depend on the dead bodies of other animals. And what are saprophytes, children? Microorganisms such as bacteria and fungi that feed on dead and decaying matter are examples of saprophytes. So after scavengers, the microorganisms which remain such as bacteria and fungi which also feed on the dead and decaying matter, which the animals which are dead and are decomposed, those are examples of saprophytes. So you understood saprophytes and scavengers. Scavengers, they depend on the dead bodies of other animals. On the other hand, saprophytes are microorganisms which feed on dead and decaying matter. Next, let us see adaptation for protection. We all need to protect ourselves from the harsh weather and temperature. Similarly, animals also need to protect themselves. As they live in jungles or outside environment, they need to protect themselves. Animals such as elephants, birds and ants stay in groups to protect themselves. So how do elephants, birds and ants protect themselves? By staying in groups, in unity. Deer and kangaroos are animals that run very fast to protect themselves. So deer and kangaroos, they run away, they flee to protect themselves. Snail and tortoises have shells to protect themselves. You might have seen See, tortoise, snail, they have a shell on their body which protects themselves from enemies. Rhinoceros and buffaloes have horns for protection. The cuttlefish has an ink sac on its body. It releases the ink in water to protect itself. So, cuttlefish has ink to protect itself. Animals such as polar bear, chameleon and stick insects have features that help them merge with their surroundings. This is called camouflage. So to merge with the surroundings and become as a part of the surroundings, to look like the surrounding, is known as camouflage. So some animals which camouflage are polar bear, it is white in color, it merges with the snow, chameleon and stick insects. The last topic is children, adaptation in behavior. Animals such as frogs, some snakes and lizards cannot survive the cold conditions in winter. So you know children, frogs, some snakes and lizards, they cannot survive the cold conditions in winter season. So what they do children? They eat excess food in summer. How much they can eat? Full to their capacity and store it in their body. Then next what do? They sleep during the entire winter to protect themselves from cold. And when they sleep during the entire winter to protect themselves, this process is called hibernation. So animals such as frogs, some snakes and lizards, they hibernate in winter. On the other hand, animals such as crocodile and snails, they sleep for a long time in summer in a cool and shady place. This is called aestivation. So hibernation is the winter sleep, whereas aestivation is summer sleep. And animals such as crocodile and sleeps, they sleep for longer times in some cool areas in summer. This is called aestivation. Also children, some birds, they move from one place to another in search of food, shelter and to escape from the harsh weather conditions, harsh temperature, and also for reproduction. This is called migration. When birds in large groups, they move from one place to another for reproduction or from escaping harsh weather conditions, is known as migration. So hibernation, aestivation and migration is clear. Care for animals. Animals are living beings and they feel hot, cold, hunger, thirst, pain and other emotions just like us, just like human beings. So children, you also feel hot, cold, thirst, hunger, sleepy, pain. Many emotions are there. Similarly, animals also feel the emotions. When we want something, we speak, we ask for it. But animals cannot speak. They cannot ask that they need this, they need that. They are helpless. So we should always take care of the animals around us. Not only the pet animals which you have kept at your home, but you should take care of the animals around you. How we can help them, children? We can help them by providing food to them, providing water, by not scaring them suddenly with sudden noise or crackers, by not teasing them or hurting them. Providing them with old and rugged blankets can make them feel comfortable in cold weather. So during cold or winter season, children, animals feel cold. They do not have sweaters or scarves like us. So what we can do is we can provide them the old and rugged blankets. Informing elders to take them to a veterinary doctor or to call Animal Rights Center in case they are injured or ill. So children, if any animal needs medical help, we should immediately call a doctor or take the help of our elders to call Animal Rights Center so that they can be taken proper care. So this was all about the chapter. Go through the chapter. Read the lesson properly. If you have any doubt, you are free to ask. In the next video, we will be discussing about the exercises and question answers. Thank you, children.